Megan Thee Stallion has confirmed Tory Lanez was the one who shot her. Now, Joe Budden's back with a new podcast talking about the situation and new developments in the case. And because they touch on things that are not just applicable to musicians or entertainers, but really anyone who might find themselves in this situation, I'm gonna give a lawyer's reaction to the Joe Budden podcast discussing Megan Thee Stallion versus Tory Lanez. Hi guys, I'm Miss Crystal. I'm an entertainment attorney, public speaker, and author of How to Keep Your Dukes Up in the Music Business. I'm the owner of Dukes Up Records, and most importantly, I'm an independent musician. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on those bell notifications so you don't miss future lawyer reaction videos, music business updates, and music business tips to help you with your music career. If you're super passionate about your music career, check out How to Keep Your Dukes Up in the Music Business, which is available on Amazon. It's the A to Z guide of how to have a successful music career, and it's available in Audible, physical format, and Kindle.
Time to go, buddy.
What?
So much to unpack.
Yeah,
All right, for those that don't know,
So much to get to.
Meg got on IG Live on Thursday night.
Well, prior to that, she went on Instagram and posted some photos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a couple days ago, she went on, showed her foot for all the people that said, hey, how did you not get shot in any of your bones when you got a bullet in your foot twice? That makes no sense. Showed she got shot in the side of her heel, big gap out of her foot.
And this was important because I know there were a lot of questions about, he said this, she said that, how do we know? Well, she actually showed pictures showing that, in fact, her heel was shot.
That definitely looks like maybe a bullet did it. She then went on IG Live on Thursday night and told the story.
Yeah.
We've started. The game has started now.
Yeah.
It has begun. We were waiting for Meg to say, Tory shot me. Mm-hmm. And yesterday was the first time that Meg said on Instagram Live, Tory shot me. Mm. And the whole internet paused. It's happening now. She said it. Not only did she say it, but this is a black woman that got on Insta Live with no makeup, no lashes. I'm going to assume those eyebrows weren't done, and a hoodie. Mm. Take from that what you will.
And for those of you who need a little background, at this point, there had been no affirmation or confirmation about who had shot her, what had happened, but just to say that there had been an incident, there had been, a gunshot. But this was the first time now, following the actual incident, that she had confirmed Tory Lanez had shot her.
I took something from it. She got out of her comfort zone in bed in a hoodie and not done up to tell y'all, all right, enough is enough now.
Yeah.
I've been taking some heat, and I've been seeing some backlash from me trying to go about my life in a normal fashion. Dancing, chilling, just trying to move on from that really traumatic experience, and y'all are killing me for it. So let me just tell y'all what happened. He shot me.
Yeah.
And she suggested that his publicists were going to the blogs to make it seem like Tory might be the victim. Maybe she was hitting Tory and he was defending himself.
Listen.
And what I'll do is I'll be sure to link down in the description a link so you guys can actually watch her live stream because, to Joe's point, he just basically is saying it's pretty persuasive. Obviously from the fact that it seemed like it was very spontaneous and that it was kind of, she just was fed up. And she said this in the live stream. She said, look, I didn't want to bring light to this. I didn't want to name names. I wanted to kind of just deal with this privately. But because allegedly there's a publicist going around saying false things to blogs, you've given me no choice. Now I have to defend myself.
Oh, let's play some of this.
Sure.
Let's play some of the clip. Let's do that.
I hadn't seen any of the Tory publicist stuff.
I hadn't either.
But it could be, I don't follow Tory, so.
And I'm not the biggest blog person,
right.
So whatever.
Guys, we're going to get into the distinction here because there's the court of public opinion, which is where we're talking in right now. It's what do people think? What are people suggesting? What are they alleging? Versus what's actually going to happen when you have criminal charges or civil charges. We'll talk about what those are and the differences later on in this video.
But no, I mean, I understood her frustration. There was a lot of people that we're running around saying, Meg, this shit don't add up.
Outside, it ain't like let me go run and tell my business to the internet. Let me go run and tell my business to the police. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't never been that type of person. Like, but I'm not gonna let y'all keep playing in my face. And I'm not gonna let this playing in my face either. So, since y'all hoes so worried about it, yes, this Tory shot me.
Yeah, there it is.
You shot me.
The game has
And you got
begun.
your publicists and your people going to these blogs lying.
That's true.
Stop lying.
That's true.
I'm from the South Side. It ain't like let me go run and tell my business to the internet. Let me go run and tell my business to the police. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't never been that type of person. Like,
I get it. I'm rolling.
But
I'm here.
I'm not gonna let y'all keep playing in my face. And I'm not gonna let this playing in my face either. So, since y'all hoes so worried.
She went on. There's more. I don't know if I need to play the rest. We kind of get a gist of what happened,
Yeah,
what was said, what was done.
And she said when the cops did come and everyone got detained, she was treated like shit in the precinct. She still did not tell the police anything. She said, hey, I'm leaking out of my foot. Why the fuck? What y'all want from me?
Right.
And even, because of the injury, she had to go to the hospital, right? When you are suffering a gunshot wound, you are, and of course, LAPD had actually come on site because there apparently was a neighbor that had seen something, and so there was an interaction that happened, but allegedly, Megan just kind of stuck to her story of, I kind of don't know what happened, and she was being, discreet about it because she says she was just trying to protect Tory Lanez, but of course, later on this live stream, the truth came out.
And was still there to protect everybody that was in that car and did not say a word and continued about her day the best she could with a gunshot wound.
Yeah, she said that she was fearful that the cops would, shoot them or assault them, being that they're black people with a gun in the car, which is completely valid and terrifying. Yeah. Sorry, Tory.
No, it's not sorry, Tory.
Well,
I mean,
true.
it's it is what it is. Fuck him. And fuck any nigga that think that they can shoot any woman. Like, I was raised, it's no women, no children. Period.
As the lawyer in this conversation, don't shoot anybody. Probably a good rule of thumb.
So any nigga, you're not a man, I'm not gonna call you a man. Any nigga, any clown, any sucker that pulls a gun on a female for any reason, if she's not holding a gun to you and threatening your life, there's no reason for you to ever pull no gun on a woman.
Okay, so let's give some analysis from a legal standpoint on that. We're talking about provocation. When we say provocation and self-defense, if someone is going to cause you serious bodily injury or potentially death, you, under the law, are allowed to defend yourself with equal force. Okay, so in an instance that someone's coming after you with a gun, you have the right, if you believe that you are in imminent danger of being killed, to actually defend yourself and shoot that person. But as we'll talk about again later on in the video, you need to use equal force, and you have to be willing to actually kill that person. You have to believe that you are about to die. So to Maul's point about provocation, if someone's coming at you, you have the right to defend yourself.
Let alone pull the trigger.
So all of this back and forth, like, I knew what Meg was doing when it came out. Everybody, why she ain't say he shot? I knew what it was about. She comes from real niggas. Don't say nothing. Don't talk to the police. Don't say nothing. So she went on here and said it. Okay, cool. That's for the blogs. Everybody's happy. She finally verbally said he shot me. Right. Fine.
Well, it is for the blogs, but I will at least mention that even if she hasn't made the decision to actually file a police report saying Tory Lanez was the one that shot me, maybe I would like to press charges, I want to, kind of pursue something civilly. Well, what people kind of get confused is that when you say, I'm going to press charges, people get confused about it's not you pressing charges. What happens is that the state agency, the LAPD in this instance, will learn of something that happened, and they have their own volition, of their own decision making, can actually pursue an initial investigation, which then can lead to them bringing charges against someone. So even if Megan hasn't filed an incident report saying Tory did this to her, because she's now said in a public forum, the LAPD can take that information and actually pursue an investigation and charges all by itself. And a lot of people don't understand that. So you pressing charges or not, there might be criminal implications that happen no matter what. But then civilly, so I mentioned earlier in the video, civilly is when we talk about you personally, bringing a claim because someone has harmed you. So it's no longer the state that's pursuing an action, it's you suing somebody else because, in this case, they shot you, and now you have medical bills that need to be paid. Maybe you have some emotional trauma that you need to deal with through therapy sessions. And so that's why we actually bring these lawsuits, to get damages and to get money to pay for all those things.
Right. Fine. It is what it is, but niggas like that, you a sucker. He's the king sucker. He's worse than that other nigga with the colorful hair.
I agree with
I agree with everything. I agree with everything you just said, but it's deeper than that for me. And
it's not deeper than that.
There's a lot more to unpack.
I don't think she's lying. Ain't no woman gonna lie about no man shooting her, bro.
For me,
she's not no woman with this caliber of artist. Yeah. She's not gonna lie about that. What did she gain from that?
Right.
What would she gain from saying, "Yo, he shot me"?
The therapist tells me to be fact-based, so I don't know the answer to what you're asking me.
Listen, man.
I don't know.
And we talked about the court of public opinion. Obviously, they are all on her side, and it seems that in general, people are on her side. But ultimately, it's going to come down whether there will be some kind of criminal proceeding based on an investigation, whether charges are in fact pursued. So conversely, let's take the other position. Let's say Megan had gone on her live stream and she's lying, right? Well, what happens is that now Tory may have claims against her, and we said civilly, right? Personally, because she went and she said something that might not be true. And so that might be a claim for what's called defamation. It might be a claim for slander or false light. And there can be some pretty serious kind of blowback lawsuits that can happen because of things like this. So to their point, it's kind of, why would you go online? Why would you do this? People do. Right? But then there can be recourse, because now that person could get sued for what they said that then caused harm to the person they said it about.
I don't know.
This girl ain't gonna get on here and lie about that. She has nothing to gain from this.
Let me make it clear that I'm not saying that that's what's happening.
No, I'm not saying you. I'm just saying.
But when you respond that way to me, it may give the impression that's what I'm saying, and I'm here to make myself perfectly clear, and I'm also not here to hold punches today, because this is some of the oddest shit that we have ever seen in hip-hop.
Yeah.
This is one of those stories. Odd, strange, weird, unfortunate, sick, nasty, and disgusting.
Yeah.
I start there. I follow that with and I'm only speaking for me right now. I'm speaking for myself. There's a lot of shit going on the internet after Meg's Insta Live. Some of it I won't even waste time dignifying. There's been a large conversation about whether Meg Thee Stallion is a snitch or not.
I wish those people would shut the fuck up.
You're idiots.
Why even bring
and this
that up?
is why the internet needs adults. Shut the fuck up. You're stupid kids.
Okay.
Shut up.
I can't say that any better.
Shut up.
Yeah.
The end. I'm not going to waste brain power there.
Please.
Two things are factual.
And I'll even say, to Megan's point, she didn't call out Tory in the beginning. And it's because of quite a few things, I'm sure. The circle that she's in, because she doesn't want to have maybe blowback with other people she's going to work with. I don't know what she was thinking, but there were reasons why she didn't actually call this guy out initially. And so, to his point, you shouldn't kind of give in to these social constructs of hiding or not kind of calling people out when they need to be called out. She eventually did. But it obviously took a little more pressure from people kind of coming at her, or whatever it was, the false news from the publicist, to kind of get her to do that. But it's kind of worth noting that if something happens to you, you do need to file a police report, and you do need to document these things, because ultimately, if you are going to bring a claim and you're going to do it and sue someone personally to get redressed, or even to just document it, you got to create that paper trail. You got to show through your actual conduct that something wrong happened to you, and that essentially, there needs to be recourse for it.
There was an incident, and there is a victim. The end. As far as particulars, we don't know. Maybe because it's not time for us to know. But Meg the Stallion is a victim here, and I stand with her and support her. And it is now up to Tory Lanez to disprove that what she is saying for me.
A nice contrast, once again, in a real court, you are innocent until proven guilty, but in a court of public opinion, it's completely opposite.
That's where it is for me. He has to come out and actually prove against, because now she's standing on it.
And I read that the LAPD was looking after this to charge him. So he would have to prove that in an actual court, not to the public.
And pursuant to the Los Angeles Times, as of the end of July, there was an initial investigation having to do with the incident of why the police even showed up in the first place. And then apparently they kind of pushed it back. There was some more investigation that needed to happen. So at this point, we haven't received an update other than to say that there are potentially charges being brought against Tory Lanez and there's an ongoing investigation by the LAPD.
With that said,
I don't know homie, never met him. But if he pulled out a gun and aimed it at that girl and fired that weapon, he's the biggest fucking sucker I've ever seen in my life.
Facts.
That's the bottom line.
Facts.
So all you same niggas that's canceling 6ix9ine and 6ix9ine ain't this, all this other shit, it better be 10 times as worse for him.
Real shit.
Because this is way worse than any nigga snitching.
Real
Give a
shit.
fuck what nobody tell you. This is way worse.
and now I'll be honest, I've heard enough. I've heard enough of what happened to just use my own fucking brain. I may not know everything for fact, but I've heard enough to use my just own intelligence on what happened. I stand with everything that Maul is saying. If Tory Lanez pulled a gun and shot Meg the Stallion the way that she says, yeah, we got to get him out of here.
Yeah.
The end.
Especially the location of the wound. I thought that was kind of interesting. Was that one of those, you get into some kind of altercation, she calls him a dickhead, he gets upset because he has a thin skin or something, she's trying to leave, and then he shoots her in the foot so she can't leave? I don't know the situation, I don't know what happened, but the location of the shot is interesting to me.
I do believe that they both are omitting things. I'm not saying that matters.
No, it doesn't.
It don't matter.
Yeah.
Even if they are omitted.
Yeah,
she said she was omitted. Then she did it she didn't even want to talk about this. The cops was asking her questions.
Even if you admit things
it's not
and this
that.
woman got out of the car the way she said she did, and Tory fired from the car at her. No, I don't care about really what led up to it,
Word.
where his life was not threatened.
Where his life wasn't threatened. Rory just said it again. And to Maul's point, it doesn't matter. If for some reason there was some kind of physical altercation and Megan's coming at him with a gun or a knife, or there's some reason why he needs to defend himself, again, he needs to shoot to kill, pursuant to the law, and if you are defending yourself. That probably isn't what happened. It doesn't sound like that's what happened in this particular situation. It was not self-defense.
With a woman outside of a car and there's a gun in the car and you fire from in the car.
See, we get lost on facts. That part,
No,
is
we're
the
talking
fact.
about the hypothetical of the side that we know here.
But no. Let's separate the hypotheticals from the result. Meg the Stallion was injured and hospitalized and is saying that Tory Lanez shot her.
Right.
Yeah.
You're bugging. You're bugging. No matter what happened, no matter what preceded that,
Yeah.
you are bugging.
That's the point I'm making.
Yeah.
The point I'm making is, if her testimony, because that was a testimony.
Testimony of which state law enforcement or governmental agency can take action upon, even if she doesn't file a police report seeking to have charges essentially asserted against him. It was a public statement, and it can be used against him.
Is consistent with what she is saying to authorities behind the scenes, or whoever is in charge of this case behind the scenes, then I don't have anything to say. But she's telling us that she attempted to protect him at first,
Right.
which is saying that something transpired when you guys separated. that now has you off of that? Because
she addressed
because whether
It's a
you
gun in
told
the car, cops pull us over.
yeah, but that don't mean much to me. That don't mean, and I believe it. I believe it. We're all black people are scared when the cops come, so I believe that. What I'm saying is, if that part is the way she says, then the state don't need her cooperation to charge Tory. We know that Tory. We know why he's quiet. Because there is an open investigation to find out his role in the matter. How long would this open investigation be open?
Not long at all.
I wouldn't think so.
Couple hours.
And there's different ways that the police could proceed. So let's say that she does call and she files a police report, essentially just mirroring what she said in her live stream. It could be as quick as a warrant is issued same day, same hour, and he's arrested. And then there will be a hearing in front of a judge, and everything kind of proceeds from there through the court system.
Am I off? I wouldn't think so.
No, but I don't.
She wasn't cooperating. She didn't say nothing.
Yeah, and I don't know how much
We got
Say nothing
Instagram
to the
Live
authorities.
We
does.
got what happened there. I'm talking about after the fact. We totally understand a woman under duress or a black person under duress when the cops come. I'm talking about after the fact, when you separate, when you're away from the police and the nurses that you may have thought were police.
Yeah, and to Joe's point, she may have felt under duress in that moment, so she didn't want to say there's a gun in the car, but then also, is she under duress following the incident? So she didn't feel comfortable actually telling the story until she finally gets on her live stream and she announces who shot her.
When you go to a precinct of your choice and say, hey, this is what happened to me. And she's saying it to the internet, which says something changed from wanting to protect him to, nah, I got to get on my own accord.
she said
which is
that.
fine. That's
But
her.
she addressed it.
She addressed that entire point you're
She
making.
said, I'm tired of y'all playing, acting like y'all don't know what really happened.
No,
y'all,
see-
y'all
And
lying to these blogs.
and-
according
No.
to her, she thinks that Tory's publicists and all that are now making it seem that
I
he
believe
was
that.
the victim.
I believe that.
So
by the way.
that's what she's saying. She said, I've had enough
That's
of
the
this
only
shit.
reason she spoke about
The
this.
way the court of public opinion too. I'm tired of this shit. And now they reported that prosecutors said they were reviewing the case and had asked Los Angeles Police Department to further investigate the incident.
So Megan gets on her live stream and she decides to essentially defend herself. Well, there's other reasons why you want to kind of put this information out there when something happens to you. And this is kind of the roundabout point that I want to draw from this story. We have clients who will have all kinds of situations. Even though we represent, people in the music business, people in the entertainment industry across the board, we get calls for things like DUIs or misdemeanors or felonies, and we'll be able to kind of refer that to attorneys within our firm because things happen when you are kind of doing your music career or whatever it is. And sometimes, and this happened even for one of my clients a few weeks ago, sometimes the answer is you need to immediately file a police report, because even if it means that we're gonna have to pursue something through a personal lawsuit, you still need that police report because it documents the incident and also that you took action. When something happens, that you took the appropriate action to have it documented, so then you can not only have it kind of written down somewhere to use it later as evidence of that thing that happened. And guys, I think it's really worth noting, just from a personal publicity kind of standpoint, Tory Lanez has been killing it up until now, and even following this podcast, there have still been new kinds of claims brought against him from other people having to do with sexual misconduct. And so all of this collectively is really gonna sink his career, or at least his reputation, for the time being. And so, for a lot of the consultations and mentorship that we provide to our clients, it has to do with just understand that everything that you do may impact your music career that you have worked so hard for, and to finally have success but have it taken away because maybe in a situation you get into some heated altercation with a different artist and you end up shooting that person. And now maybe there's criminal charges being brought against you. Every single thing that you do matters. And especially in the world that we live in today, where everything is being documented. Everyone has cell phones, and even for a lot of our musicians who, let's say, have a lot of young female fans. And so they are getting all kinds of messages, but they're not checking to see the ages of these individuals talking to them. All of this matters because you have to understand that nothing is really ever going to be kept kind of private, especially in this day and age. And so you have to just use this current case, what's going on with Tory Lanez, and apply it to your own career. Apply it to what you're doing, and care. Take that care and caution in everything that you do, with the people you interact with, and how you essentially conduct yourself every step of the way. And I softly touched on it earlier in the video, but especially if you are a woman in this industry and something happens to you, that you shouldn't feel afraid or timid to kind of call out people when they need to be called out. Now, I'm not saying in this situation that, you know, Megan was scared or anything like that. Maybe it was just more, she just wanted to avoid a whole situation. Maybe that really was as simple as it was, but, you know, more serious things and equal-like things happen to a lot of people in this industry, and they never come forward for many reasons. And so if you need to kind of get that help and you need to file that police report, hopefully you have that mentorship, or you'll remember this video and you'll remember to do it when you need to. The Joe Budden podcast has been killing it lately, and I'm having a great time kind of reviewing these videos, pulling out the stuff and giving that lawyer's reaction so you guys can kind of learn how to think more like a top music attorney. Don't forget to come say hi on social media. I'm definitely the most active on Instagram, and it's been amazing meeting you guys. If you want to check out some dark pop music, be sure to add Miss Crystal on all music platforms, including Spotify. I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on those bell notifications so you don't miss any new videos from your new favorite redhead. I'm Miss Crystal. Bye.